Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another beautiful episode of the Vektorcast. How is an episode beautiful, you ask? Don't know, but we just said it and we're going to keep it moving. I am your host, Monks Blood. My buddy over there, ailing co-host. In this podcast, we talk Call of Duty, couple brewskis, mostly Call of Duty. How you doing, bud? Happy Monday.
I'm very well. Happy Monday. Also, happy Memorial Day.
Special edition.
Special edition on Memorial Day. No, it's the brews are flowing.
What?
The brews are flowing.
Before we really dive deep into it, what happened to your boys, Liverpool?
They're not my boys. I was supporting Real Madrid.
Come on, man. You don't like your boy? They're not your boys?
Look. I know a lot of people say surely you should support the team from your own country in the Champions League final, but I found it absolutely hilarious how Liverpool fans, like for the last 3 months, have basically been saying, "Oh, there's no way we're not winning everything," and then they lost the Premier League and lost the Champions League, and it's absolutely hilarious. So. I'm not complaining. I thought Real Madrid deserved it on the night as well.
Wasn't there a huge delay? Like, didn't the game not start on time?
So there was a huge delay because Liverpool fans were being tear gassed outside the stadium. I think there were a lot of people trying to get into the stadium who didn't have tickets. The thing is, the people who were being tear gassed were the people who had tickets. So
tough luck.
It's I know that there was a lot of issues at the final with both teams' fans trying to get into the stadium who didn't have tickets. I believe a lot of fans actually made it into the stadium who didn't have tickets to watch the game. So
that's crazy.
I'm kind of like, it's disappointing that event happens like that, but I'm sure it happens at every big sporting event in the world. I'm sure people at the Super Bowl try and get in if they don't have a ticket, honestly. So
I don't know.
But it's probably pretty well policed.
Yeah.
So they probably don't manage to, but I'm sure they try.
Yeah, you never really hear anything about it. I mean, I think you would. I mean, there were videos of it if people were getting teal cast in front of the Super Bowl for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure of it, and I mean, I think
soccer is a different breed.
The difference in America is
we don't care about sports.
You try and get into the Super Bowl, and you'll probably get shot. So
yeah, yikes.
So
but I mean, I just don't think anybody cares that much really about sports.
Yeah. Americans say they love sport and sport is their main thing, but compared to Europe, it's
it ain't it. Yeah, we got nothing. We got nothing. Nothing but a good weekend of Call of Duty, my opinion.
Yeah, I mean it was an okay weekend.
Yeah.
It probably didn't have some of the games that I expected to be really good games.
Yeah.
I mean, we only had 1-3-2 the whole weekend. We only had one real close game.
Yeah.
And that was a game where we had a struggling Boston Breach going up against a fairly mediocre Florida Mutineers.
Yeah.
It wasn't an exciting game to watch. It was just both teams were kind of not good enough to absolutely destroy the other team.
Yeah.
We did have an unprecedented event though. In the fact that we had a tiebreaker for 7th and 8th seed going into the major.
Tiebreaker.
Yeah. So which was obviously between Florida and LA. And I'll be honest, LA Thieves didn't even look like they wanted to be there.
Yeah. They're like, "Where's my check?"
I think they didn't want to play Optic again after being 3-0'd, so they were just like, "Oh well, let's just lose this and go." They probably think they got a better chance against Rock here.
Yeah. They said, "Check, please." We're trying to get out of here. I'm done playing Call of Duty for
They literally just played. They'd got annihilated by Optic.
Yeah, you probably weren't in the best spirits.
They were probably just like, I don't want to play this.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get out of here. Let's go get some Taco Bell or something.
So quick 3-0.
Oh,
Florida get the 7th seed for Major 3. But yeah, let's talk a little bit more about the weekend. Obviously, we opened up with fairly predictable day.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, I did some good points until that last game.
Until the last game, until
Minnesota
Rocky went up against FaZe.
Turned
looking
up.
very strong.
Turned up.
But I will say teams that have gone into a major at 5-0 this year have tended not to do that well.
Yeah.
When I say not that well, obviously Major 1 you had FaZe going in 5-0. They got to the final but lost.
Yeah.
Major 2 you had Optic going in 5-0. They went out in the second losers round or something.
Yeah, they didn't do
They
too well.
didn't
It
perform well.
was
So
wild.
I mean, maybe the 5-0 is not where you want to be going into a major. But I mean, look, there's a chance that Rockyer are just unreal right now, and they could just walk through Major 3.
I hope so. That'd be cool. That'd be a good story for sure.
It would be a great story, but I just don't see it happening.
Really?
I don't.
Even
I think
after these past couple weeks?
even after these past couple of weeks, they've got a tough side of the draw. LA Thieves, I will expect them to beat them. LA Thieves. But then you're either going up against Toronto Ultra or you're going up against Atlanta FaZe. So
Yeah.
and then even if you win that, you're probably going up against an Optic team or I mean, it's like when it comes to majors, teams turn up. Like
yeah, they did play a
look
lot
at what
different.
happened with the Gorillas last year. Last
Major.
last stage. Like the Gorillas came in absolute underdogs. No one expected them even to win a game. I did. I expect them to win 2, not to win the whole bloody thing though. But I mean, you know, things can happen in majors that are just unexpected, and that's the thing. Going in at 5-0 doesn't really mean anything. Only that if you keep winning, you're gonna be the one in control of what maps you play, basically.
Did you see attached drooling while in the FaZe game?
I didn't know.
There's a thing on Twitter, and he's just like drooling. I'm like, I don't know, dude. He turned demon mode in that series.
Mode.
So
like they were.
I don't know. They flipped the switch.
Like
if they keep that switch flipped,
Rocky were different against FaZe. Like they were just like, yeah, we're annihilating this lot.
Yeah,
we're not even gonna let them get close.
I think they were bots, dude. They were cheating. They were robots, bro. They weren't even human.
I mean, look, I really like how Rockyer really starting to. This team is really starting to come together because Priester, I mean, he's always been a great player. Obviously, he was at Atlanta FaZe. You got Standy, you've got Attach.
Yeah.
Who as an SMG duo are unreal.
I bet Minnesota was turning up Friday
night. They. I mean, they got
good fans.
To go 5-0 is tough in the CDL. And they've done it this stage, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what they can do moving forward. But I'm excited to see the Minnesota Rocket for sure.
Is this big warning signs for FaZe?
I don't know. I mean, they came out the next day and pretty comfortably beat Gorillas. Like, it's look, FaZe is still going to be there come the end of the season. They're still going to be challenging for champs. Like, like realistically, at this stage of the season, they've pretty much already qualified. So,
yeah,
I mean, they're trying things. They're trying different things. They're trying to see if they can find new spots or find new they're just trying things because they've already pretty much qualified. So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't think they have to worry about anything. Now, it'll be interesting to see what happens at the major. If they don't do well at the major, I think maybe they have to start worrying a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm not saying worrying as in make a roster change or anything like that. They don't need to do that. They are the best team in the world.
Just need to refocus.
They just need, if they lose early in Major 3, they need to really take a step back and talk about what's going on and why they're not performing the way they should be.
Yeah. Nuts. That was pretty much it for Friday. I mean, Saturday, what do we got going on here?
Well, I mean, I was going to talk a little Seattle Surge because, I mean, they look good coming into Major 3 after beating Florida and then after destroying London, who are really in free fall right now. The Surge look really good. I like the look of this team.
They can beat anybody. They beat FaZe. Didn't they? They knocked out Optic in the Major 2, right? They put them in the losers bracket. So I mean,
they're a good team, and I mean they're finally they looked really good in the Kickoff Classic. They looked the best
What
team in the
about
league.
Surge, Minnesota? Major 3?
Surge,
Sunday?
Minnesota,
Chance?
possibly. I mean, maybe. I mean,
That would be
That would be
a
we'll talk a
very
little about the
big
bracket in a
surprise.
little bit. But I mean, look, I mean, London. Let's talk about London for a second. They get beat 3-1 by Toronto Ultra, who are really starting to find some form now. They get 3-0'd by Seattle Surge. So London Arena are not a good place. Like they're the opposite of like what Seattle are doing.
They're in the blended.
Seattle are on the up. London are definitely on the down. I mean, London didn't even make winners bracket for the major. So, I mean, they need to figure something out quick because they are struggling.
Tough luck.
Weird weekend for the LA Thieves. I will say that.
I mean,
They come out and absolutely demolish. And when I say demolish, it was a 22-minute match. Not what 22-minute map, 22-minute match.
yeah.
It was one of the quickest like 3-0s I've ever seen in Call of Duty. They Boston. I don't know what's going on with Boston right now. They're another team that were right there on the top four, and now they're really dropping off. So I mean, Thieves looked what we expected the Thieves to be at the start of the year with that roster, which is a dominant powerhouse that's going to be in the top four. And then the next day, I mean, yes, they play Optic, who are probably the best team in the CDL or top 2 team in the CDL.
Do you
But
think
even still, they didn't even put up a fight.
Is Boston just not playing well right now, or you think Thieves are actually the real deal?
I think that is what that is what Thieves were showing what we could expect of them if they played like that every day. Like that was their best. That was the best they played all year. Like that's them going, this is what we can do. But they're just inconsistent right now and they can't do that on a day-to-day basis.
Weird.
So it's tough because it's just like, well, why aren't the Thieves able to do this week in, week out?
Yeah.
Like what they brought in a new assistant coach this week.
Okay.
So someone to be alongside JCap.
You mentioned that they need to do something, and
I mean, yeah, and it seemed to work for that first game, but then they go up against Optic and get 3-0'd.
Yeah,
like,
maybe they don't have a game plan against Optic. Maybe they had like
I think
game
maybe
plan.
it's they don't have a game plan against those top teams.
Yeah.
But then I say that I don't, like I said earlier, I don't think they wanted to be in that playoff game. And I think they'd rather have taken the route of going up against the 1 seed than the 2 seed because the 2 seed's Optic.
Yeah.
So maybe they felt like they have a game plan for Rockya, they don't have a game plan for Optic, so they'd rather go up against Rockya straight away as they've got an idea of what they're gonna do. That kind of what it looked like because I mean honestly, the Thieves didn't even look like they wanted to be there. It was they weren't even they were barely even trying. Like they were laughing while they were losing.
Yeah.
Like
Oof.
it was kind of one of those things which doesn't look good from the outside.
Yeah.
But I think it was more like they've got a plan.
Yeah,
so
they got something going on. How about New York beating Optic?
I like the look of New York right now.
Because they were struggling a little bit.
They were. I mean, up until really
this game,
the Pro-Am, they've been struggling. And they're not quite at full form yet. But I mean, I've got to say, I love Krim. I love him.
Yeah,
he is so funny.
Yeah,
you didn't watch his post-game interview against Optic?
No.
You've got to watch it.
Yeah,
it is just comedy. He, so obviously,
well, he's just happy to be there, probably.
He is happy to be there, but also the fact that he was going up against his old org. Like he was going up against Optic, who he used to play for. He doesn't have beef, but he has beef with them. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Him and Scump are like big rivals now. He was talking about the fact that the king was dead.
Oh my God.
And everything like that. Like he's just a comedian, and people love to hate him.
He's just
people love to hate him, and he feeds off it. So I like the look of subliners since they picked up Kismet. I think they look strong.
You think they're gonna make a little run on the losers bracket?
Well, they got winners bracket for they go up against they'll go up against Seattle Surge to start off Major 3. So they've got a chance to maybe get through that first round, and they'll probably maybe have that rematch with Optic again, so that could be interesting. And I'm sure Scumpy won't let him get him over twice. So I mean, look, there's an opportunity here for the sublines to really get some good points on the board at Major 3 and really try and get themselves back into contention for that top 8 for challengers, but not for challengers, for champs, sorry.
Yeah.
So opportunity for them. And then I mean that last day, honestly, the last day of Call of Duty, the Sunday, it wasn't the best games. It really weren't. Seattle
No.
walked over London. Like I said earlier, that Boston Florida game was honestly just really poor Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And then Optic just demolished Thieves. Like they weren't close games. I mean, they weren't close good games.
Yeah, they had some technical difficulties on that LA Thieves Optic game. Forever to get in the second match.
Yeah.
Took them forever to get in the match, but Shotzi was looking nuts as always.
Shotzi, I think Shotzi had after that
42.
New York game,
he went 42 or something on Berlin, like just broke a record or something. It was It was like, oh,
I mean,
Jesus.
also
That's crazy.
I mean, Octane did that against Boston. He absolutely was just like he was double positive.
Yeah,
I think it might have been triple positive actually. I think he only died 9 times in a hard point.
that's crazy.
They had like 40 kills or something. Like it was unreal.
I did load into Vanguard for a little bit yesterday to try to level up the Armaguera. Vanguard felt pretty fun, man. It felt all right.
Normal pubs probably is, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was just.
Ranked play is just not any good place right now.
Yeah, not too shabby. You got this thing. So so we're a little early, but you said on the last.
So on the Florida Mutineers LA Thieves game,
yeah, towards the end.
It's about 1:05, 1 hour 5 minutes into into it. You'll be able to see the bracket. So I've got the bracket pulled up here. Obviously, it hasn't been posted on, hasn't been updated yet to the website. So that means we can't do our pick'ems today.
But
as soon as they are up there, we'll be able to fill them out, and we could probably do a little like teaser of what our bracket's gonna look like on here. But I mean, we'll upload the full versions to Twitter when pick'ems go live. So okay, so round one.
Here we go.
Round one, we're gonna see Minnesota Rocker, the number 1 seed, go up against the 8th seed LA Thieves.
Rocky or Thieves? I mean,
I like this matchup. Like I said, I think Thieves have a plan for Rocker. I think that's why they wanted to play them rather than Optic. But I do expect Minnesota Rocket to go and win this game with their current form. I think they are just currently too strong for LA Thieves, especially if they continue what they've been doing throughout stage 3. We've got.
You think Thieves are gonna win that?
No, I think Minnesota will win that.
Okay. I'm writing this down so I can get my my pick'ems in. Thieves, L.A., La La Land. Yeah, I think Minnesota's got that.
I think Minnesota will win. The thing is, the only thing is, I don't know where they're gonna fall into the elimination bracket, like each team. So I mean, we can't really do our full pick'ems because I'm not sure which teams are gonna go where. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the second game will be Ultra v FaZe. I think that'll be I think honestly, like that'd
be a good test.
Day 1 games I think are actually really well balanced. I think the one game that probably will be a little bit of a walkover will be that third game, Optic Mutineers. I think Optic will probably win that 3-0. And then Surge Subliners. So you've got I think 3 out of those 4 games on the first day are going to be really, really good.
Yeah, they're going to be bangers
on Thursday.
you're gonna know what phase you got, kinda. Because Ultra, I mean, they are. I know we talk a lot of smack about them, but they are a real solid team. You know what I mean? They're a
Yeah,
good
this
test.
is the thing. I have like throughout stage 1 and stage 2, I said that Toronto Ultra were the most mediocre team in the league. They were the most average team in the league, I think was the words I was saying.
They're
And they've really
test.
found form going into stage 3. They're really starting to um, build solid rotations and solid understanding of maps, which I think they were struggling a bit to find in those first 2 stages. And I mean they've got some great players on that team that can fry. Like they have the gunny on that team.
Yeah.
It's just they didn't quite have it. No, they didn't have it. They didn't have it right.
What is a Royal Raven? Is that a
A
type of
Royal
bird
Raven,
over there?
I
It's just a
guess.
raven, right?
I don't know. I love how you're asking me that. I've got no clue.
Like, why not just be the Ravens? What's this? Oh, Royal? Because of LA, they have to be, or London. You guys are about
Probably it's probably something to do with
with
the
the
London
with the
franchise,
with the
something like that.
Queen or
I don't
something.
know.
What's your
I guess something like that.
something
I
about the
mean,
Queen?
it is a well-known fact that the Queen does support the London Royal Ravens. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, then going into that elimination bracket, obviously there are 4 teams in that elimination bracket: Boston Breach, Paris Legion, the LA Gorillas, and the London Royal Ravens. So,
So wouldn't it go? All right, so Minnesota wins. So wouldn't LA Thieves play Boston? Is it the
I don't
first
think
one
so. I think
down?
it almost swaps it. So, like,
Oh, play Ravens
Thieves would
probably.
go and play Ravens. If Ultra lost a phase, they could play Legion. Mutineers would play Breach. Would play. Sorry. No. Ultra would play Gorillas.
Yeah.
Mutineers would play Legion, and then I don't know who's gonna win that last game. Honestly, that's gonna be a really good one between Surge and Subliners. I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
undecided
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
how that one's gonna go.
Yeah, for sure. It could
Um,
go either way. I mean, Surge is really good
mhm.
always, and New York finding their way.
New York really finding form at the right time of the season.
Yeah,
They have to go deep though. They have to go
that's
deep in
substitution.
stage 3 and 4 to make it to champs. So it's going to be interesting to see, like, are they going to be able to pull through and have a solid team, have a solid result here at stage 3, major 3, to really push themselves back into the fold for top 8 for champs. I will say that top 8 is incredibly tight right now.
Yeah, I mean that's where you
Uh,
want to be because it's way easier to go through the winners bracket. I mean, you only have to win one,
Not
two,
only that,
three.
but at champs, only top 8 get there.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
4
yeah, yeah.
teams will miss out on champs. So, I mean,
They're not gonna get that
from
money.
11th through 6th, there are there's 40 points difference.
Yeah, it's nothing.
So,
Every
I mean,
game counts here.
you get 10 points for a win at the major. So,
Yeah,
I mean, realistically, if you're the subliners, you need to pick up 20, 30 points this stage to keep in the hunt. LA Thieves have dropped to 9th now, so they really need to start picking up if they want to make champs. They need a strong showing at the major as well.
they need to snag a couple games off a rock here.
I mean, Florida, I think Florida are the one team in the hunt that I just don't see making it.
Yeah, you think they fall off?
Um, I think they'll fall off. I think Paris Legion aren't going to make it unless they win Major 3 and 4,
Yeah, I
which
mean Paris, they're the underdog. I mean they could do a LA Gorillas move and just.
I just don't see it happening.
I
I
think they're
don't
gonna
that
smoke everybody.
That Paris team is just not
I don't.
like
I don't think they've shown us everything yet.
I don't think they have either, but I don't know if they can find it. That's the
Yeah, I
thing.
don't know if they can find it.
Like I don't know if they can actually
I don't
find.
know if they know where the sticks are. What are we doing?
I mean, it's almost at times seems like it. It's just like what are we doing here? Like,
What are we saying? What are we doing?
um,
What are we saying?
I mean, it's gonna be tight. I don't like. The easy thing to say is those four who are in the top four, bottom four, are the ones who are not going to make it. But I still fancy New York to make it. I still would, obviously, as an LA Thieves fan, I still fancy LA Thieves to make it. But I mean, they really got to find consistency. Both teams,
Yeah.
both New York and the Thieves, have to find consistency if they're going to make top 8. I mean, you got Minnesota Rocky who really helped themselves
Yeah, they
throughout the stage,
did a lot this season. Are they
picking up the
gonna?
maximum points they could throughout
So they're gonna have to play
qualifiers.
FaZe on
They will have to play FaZe
off the rip if they win.
well, it will be if it will be on
The next day?
Saturday.
Yeah.
No, because Friday will be losers bracket round 1.
Yeah.
They'll play Saturday.
No, probably Friday. Because Thursday. I don't.
I can't remember how it works.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because there's only 2 games, so I think they break it up.
Yeah, I think it will be Saturday. Because I know that elimination
that
elimination bracket. So they start with winners bracket games, and elimination brackets Friday, and then Saturday you got winners round 2
and elimination rounds too. Yeah. They play
and
all
2,
4
and I
games.
think you have one of the elimination round 3s as well.
Yeah, that would make sense because
And then
Sunday
on
is.
Sunday you've got winners final,
And then the other games,
elimination
losers
3,
brackets.
4 finals. No, I think that you have. Do we have
I
6
think that's
games on
right.
the Friday?
I
On the
I, I
Saturday?
think that's right because Gorillas played like so many games back to back to back.
Yeah, I
So
can't remember.
I think that's
I
right. I
can't.
think that's right.
I can't remember how it works, but we'll find out this weekend. But yeah, there's obviously a lot of games going to be happening this weekend. A lot of good Call of Duty, hopefully. Um, and I mean, it's going to be an interesting major. I think. I don't. I want to say that we're not going to see a winner of the major who we expect to win it.
And it's in
I think
Toronto.
it's in Toronto. It's in the Ultras' home turf.
Are they gonna turn up?
But
Up against
we thought
FaZe?
this about Rockya. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
I do
And
give
Rockya
them
went
the
out.
home field
Rockya went
advantage.
out in the first.
Put a goose egg. They weren't.
Yeah, they didn't even win a game. So
I don't know what they were doing.
like,
Maybe they're too nervous.
is home advantage that effective? Who knows? I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I expect Ultra to, even if they do lose that first game, I expect them to make a small losers bracket run. I don't think we're gonna see
Some of those teams
the
are.
likes of what the Gorillas did last stage with going all the way through the losers bracket to win it.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen again. I mean, I hope it does because it was awesome to watch, but
yeah,
that's tough.
yeah. There's a very slim chance of that actually happening.
Is there a chance that they get Spart off the bench and like, hey man, you play in the majors?
I don't think so. I think that Gorillas team is going to stay as it is for now. I mean, Gorillas are in with a.
Are they just happy they won a major?
They've got to start winning. I think they've got to start winning, or they could be drawn back into that top 8 fight.
Yeah.
So they do have to start winning games again because they've honestly been awful.
Yeah, they did not do well during this.
Since they
Still riding
since
that
they
high.
won, so
still riding that high a little bit.
yeah. I mean, what they're 0-5, are they since?
Uh,
No, they're 1-5, 1-4. They beat Paris week 1.
Took a game.
Or 2.
Took a game off of FaZe, which is kind of.
Yeah, but I mean, this is what I'm saying. I think
They beat
FaZe are
Paris,
just honestly
yeah.
they're just experimenting and trying to find a good way of some new tactics. I think because they need to find a way to beat Optic.
Yes, they do.
Because they're 0-5 on the season against Optic.
They are not doing that well, Optic.
So I mean, but I expect they'll pick it up. I expect they won't have an issue. It's gonna be an interesting one for sure.
Yeah, I think it's fun. It's always fun. I mean, it does. Watching it does make me want to play it, though. I will admit, when I'm watching these games, I'm like, man, I kind of want to get on there, but they need to fix some things.
Yeah.
I still
For
think they
sure.
need
I think
to
they're
the
doing.
ranked play in Vanguard needs to be tweaked a little bit still.
I think it's just.
But it's
I
so
think
far long.
a lot of people are getting just bored of ranked because it is just 3 maps.
Yeah.
You know, there's not much diversity involved. I hope they tweak it for Modern Warfare 2, where there's more, there's different maps you can play. You know, it's like you're not just stuck on 3 maps.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and I understand they do it because the CDL, they go off the CDL maps. And it's all CDL based. But I mean, it's just like, why have we only got 3 maps?
Yeah.
Why are we doing that?
Yeah.
Like, can we not
It's
have
tough.
4 or 5? Even if it was 4 or 5 maps.
Well, they just released like a new map, Sphere or something.
Yeah, but that's never gonna get into the CDL.
There was also a weird game mode I had never played before in Vanguard because I was just like, let me level up this gun. All right, I'll quick play. And I don't know what I was playing. It was like almost Battlefield like. Like we had to hold points and like you bought your guns. Like you didn't have a loadout guns or something.
King of the Hill.
I don't know what it was called, but there were certain points on all the map and you had to just defend them and you could like buy motorcycles and like is this
Oh, okay.
I don't know how many people it seemed like it was a bigger map and it seemed like there was a lot of people. I think it was like 20v20 or something.
Mm.
It did feel like Battlefield. Like you drop in with a parachute. You have
Okay, yeah, I
you
know
have a
what you mean.
gun and then you have to like go. It was almost like kind of like zombies when you have the chests and you buy guns. And I was like, what am I doing right now? I'm just trying to unlock the Armaguerra.
Right.
Trying to unlock this SMG so I can play it in Warzone. You know what I mean? And I had to back out because I was like, I'm not getting these hipfire kills at all. This is a big map.
You just need to go into
ship house. Shoot house.
Ship house.
Yeah, get it going.
Whatever it is. Ship house was Modern Warfare.
Yeah. Well, they have the maps.
Their version, which I can't remember. It's Shipment, and I can't remember the other small map that they do it with.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that house. The building.
Yeah, HAUS.
Is that house? That's house. That's the one.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that map's actually pretty good. Like I wouldn't mind seeing.
I don't mind.
I don't like a CDL.
It's not big enough for a CDL.
I mean, it's tight, but it's pretty.
I mean,
fun.
you could do it for an S&D, but I think it's just way too tight. I mean, you just got to think like you know people are going mid with a sniper and challing every time.
Every time. Oh God!
I think it's just way too tight for it.
And I saw people playing. There's another map that's not bad that would play S&D. The bigger map is it like Satellite or something like that?
Yeah,
where it have the bunkers.
Yeah,
and they have the little thing.
Again, it's just too ratty a map.
I mean, what are we doing? Figure it out. I have these guys play on these maps. Like that should have been like one of the challenges or whatever. The All-Star Weekend, like. These guys on like regular maps or something.
Right, that would have been cool. Maybe they'll.
Maybe that's what I mean. Maybe they'll listen to the potty and be like, "That's actually not a bad idea."
Right.
Every now and then, the Vektorcast hits off with a good idea.
It's rare.
Woo!
All right. I want to talk a little. Something that
What you got?
I mean, I'm not into Warzone in nowadays. I'll be back. Warzone 2. I'll be back for the new map. Everything like that.
We're gonna get you back before then.
I don't know, unless it's a tournament. Probably not.
We'll get you back before then.
I want to talk a little Season 3 Reloaded. Obviously released this week.
They had some cool things. I've been playing it. They got some nice little features.
I think they've got some nice stuff in there. Obviously, they've got the underground transit system, which was that big thing. Obviously, we did have this
in Verdansk.
Come into Verdansk.
Remember when it would spawn you in the gas?
Oh, it was the worst.
The train.
But I mean, I don't know if have you used the underground transit system?
I visited it and I was like, all right. But I still had a little PTSD from taking the wrong way and going into the gas. I hope they fixed that. But
I don't think that do. I think you got to make sure you know where you're going. You got to check the map and see what's in gas.
I think there is a
But
way. I don't think that happens anymore.
What I like about this
But it's
transit
like
system
instant.
is that it is instant. Like you
Yeah.
open a door and you just go. Like I like that it's a lot quicker. I also like the fact that you have, for most places, you have 3 different options of
Yeah.
where to go.
It's like, and it's all connected to the map. So if you go left, it's
Yeah,
like that.
so
It's easier.
it is easier to use rather than having to wait for an actual train to turn up at the station. And I like it because it does speed up the map.
And there's less people now in Warzone. I think.
And they have reduced it to 120
Yeah,
players.
120.
They obviously want to do that so that the games can be longer because obviously people will be more spread out. Which again, I like.
Smart.
I think those are good things they've brought in.
I mean, it's 2v2 kill races. People are,
they have
getting less kills.
They finally nerfed stims.
Yes, stims have been nerfed,
which I'm happy about.
They need to nerf snapshots now.
Snapshots, yeah,
are insane.
I think so.
I'm almost running.
Everyone's just using them.
I'm almost running. I'm like really think about running Battle Hardened, but Amp just feels so nice. Just feels good to be able to switch those weapons real quick, like, But everyone's running snapshots, and it's like the range on them. It doesn't matter where you throw it. If you're a floor above, you're still getting pinged. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And combat scout, so it's like they also added a new perk.
It did. I got the patch notes up, so we're gonna go through them.
Yeah, that was the snapshots.
So obviously, in terms of gameplay, tactical equipment, stims were the ones that were nerfed. In terms of bug fixes, they fixed a lot of collision issues that allowed. They do that every patch. They kind of fix things that people can shoot through or look through, things like that.
I mean, you can shoot through everything on this map. Is like, just shoot, dude. You'll end up getting the down. Just keep shooting.
They fixed an issue causing the fast travel tac map icons not to appear in certain game modes. So they did that.
They did a lot of UI stuff that's really nice. I don't know if you saw
they fixed a lot of the UI.
You don't have to do math anymore for money.
Right, which I very much like that. In terms of weapon adjustments,
a lot of balancing, nerfing a bunch of the guns.
They buffed the Whitley, which kind of needed doing because that gun was just horrible.
And it's ground loot now.
They also buffed the Type 11 as well.
I like the Type 11. Good gun.
Which, I mean, it's all balancing things. I have to say, even though they've got a stupid amount.
So many guns.
Of guns. They're doing a very good job of balancing them right now. Obviously, we've still got all the playlists you could want. I mean, the new one they brought out, which should come out next week, is Champion of Caldera, which is a new game mode they're going to be bringing out.
What is that?
So okay.
Does it have?
This year could arguably be a strong one for Warzone solo players, with Rebirth Resurgence solos being fast-paced variant of the traditional battle royale free-for-all, and Caldera Clash being an awesome way to level up guns. With classified arms reloaded, solo players will get another high-intensity, limited game mode, and as the name suggests, fight to become the champion of Caldera.
I'm listening.
This mode will feature 150 maximum players and a single continuously closing circle in a battle royale style fight for survival.
So the gas just starts off the rip.
Yeah. All operators will drop in with their custom loadout, a gas mask, and single redeploy extraction token.
Wow.
The item pool is slightly altered to emphasize equipment not normally being found in loadouts and rare weapons. Collect cash to visit upgraded buy station, which features the advanced UAV and even specialist bonus for a hefty fee. Most notably, kills in this game mode immediately refill player health, equipment, and ammunition, incentivizing would-be champions to play aggressively and eliminate the competition directly to have the best chance of victory. So everything that they've just said is a fucking W.
You like all that?
Basically,
is that going to get you in?
I don't know if that will get me back on the game, but that sounds like it will be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's gonna be an aggressive game mode where you automatically have your loadout. You automatically have a gas mask, and you have 1 redeploy token. So, like, I think it sounds like a W.
And
honestly.
didn't you say if you get a kill, you get your redeploy token back, or it just gives you
no,
all
you
ammo and health?
Health, equipment, and ammunition.
Not armor. That's good, right?
I don't know if it will totally refill armor.
Because that would be, I mean, that would be fire. But what are we doing? What are we doing here?
But I mean, I think they're almost trying to take away the third-party situation.
Yeah, a little bit faster.
That's a massive issue in Warzone.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like Apex kind of like shots fired. Right. You're like, oh, let's go. Or any BR, you know,
right,
is king of third parties when you're playing solos.
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, so they also, like we mentioned, have made some adjustments to the play style and the gameplay inside of Warzone. They brought in obviously the more counters, so they're powerful. There are still powerful mechanics in Warzone. We need to provide counterplay measures to each gameplay loop for more interesting engagements. More movement. They want more rotation opportunities, which is obviously the transit system they've done. And they wanted more playtime, so they want more playing, less spectating, which Tim the Tatman's going to hate. They want Warzone to basically, because Warzone's been a leader in the second chance mechanics, we wanted to further develop the aspect to improve chances of successful mid to late game regains.
Yeah.
Which is always a tough one. Like, you come back late game, out of the googe, and you're just chalked because there's no ground loot, there's nothing. So
yeah, everything's gone. You have to have a good, like, go for, like, a scavvy or something to get some money up, and you have, like, a handgun.
Even regaining with a scav, especially late game, is tough because you've got all that rotating. And you're just in the open a lot of the time, so
it's very tough.
Okay, so they also brought in a new perk that we mentioned, being Serpentine.
So to tag on to what you're saying, they're probably talking about like the Gulag entry tokens and redeployment ones. So you can find these out of chests, and you won't even go to the Gulag if you have a redeploy token. It's almost like Rebirth. You just get dropped right back in, which is very nice.
Well, which I think, like I said, I think it's a W.
Yeah, for sure.
I think pretty much this update, and I've seen a lot of it on Twitter as well. People are saying this is a really good update for the game.
It's rare to find them. I think I've only found one of the redeployed.
Yeah, they're not like they're not kind of everywhere.
Yeah, they're not deadies.
If you find them, it just gives you more opportunities, which I like.
Obviously, did they get rid of Dead Silence?
I don't know if they have got rid of it.
I haven't seen it, and they also have like a radar jammer, which I've been finding, which is it's okay. It's awful in Rebirth. Because you can't see the mini-map, and you're like, I don't know where the zone is. Like, it's all blurry. I'm like, I don't know where to run to. I literally lost the game because of it, because I was like, I don't know where the zone is. Like, it is terrible.
Okay, so the new perk, Serpentine, reduces incoming damage if the player is sprinting.
I don't know if it's
real. I don't know how I feel about this. I like that they've brought this in, though, while they've nerfed the stims, because I feel like if they had this and the stims were still as popular as good as they were,
it could be hard to kill somebody.
It would just be impossible to kill people. Obviously they've got the new lootable perks, being Serpentine, Tune-Up, Tracker, Hardline, Kill Chain, and EOD. Those are obviously perks that you can find on the ground.
Tempered? Is that one?
Tempered isn't on that list.
Oh, I think they might have rotated them out. Tempered was great.
Yeah, they're gonna rotate them, which I think, again, only a W that they keep changing it up.
Yeah,
so
higher alert's nice.
I think this is the thing. They just need to keep the game fresh. Like, this is what they're trying to do now. They're trying to keep the game fresh, to keep people playing the game. Because if they keep it same all the time, it's just gonna get boring and just dull, honestly. So obviously, you were talking about the new field upgrade being the radar jammer. Players can deploy this field upgrade to scramble the attack map of enemy players and prevent airborne kill streaks from being used in the localized area. It has an effective radius of 125 meters and lasts for 45 seconds.
Yeah, which is so long.
And it is susceptible to being hacked by a player with an engineer perk.
Come on, man. Who's running engineer?
But no one's running engineer anyway.
I don't even know what slot engineer's on.
I think it's second, I think. Can be attached to vehicles to become mobile as well.
Whoa, that's kind of cool. Throw it in
Yeah,
the passenger.
right in the passenger seat, kind of like a trophy system, and just right. New
Interesting.
lootable loadout drop markers as well in Caldera. So the ground loot now includes a rare chance to spawn a loadout drop marker, so you can actually come back from the gulag, and if you get lucky, you might find a loadout drop marker, and you could just go straight into your loadout without having to loot up. But
That's
they are
tough.
very rare to find. So okay, so in terms of the movement in games, obviously you have the high value loot zones. These zones are represented on the tac map by a very appropriate dollar sign, and will provide the best looting opportunities.
That's kind of like Apex
Um,
has that the little
yeah,
circle.
basically it's to incentivize a hot drop, basically. And then you got obviously the new underground transit system, new fast travel system with 14 access points indicated on the tap map, and minimap by a silver vault door symbol. A lightning system will provide intel and hope navigate players' decisions. So
Lightning system. What?
lighting system, sorry, lighting.
Oh, I was like, wait.
I think basically like if it's red, basically it's like either there's people there or um, like it's in the gas.
Yeah.
So
Also, they got
um,
speed boost too, which I think it would be cool if you could like hold on to it and pop it when you need it. But I
yeah,
almost also think like that would be like
I think that,
stims.
yeah, that could be like stems. So like you were just saying, new liberal speed boost power up grants players a considerable increase in movement speed. And then there's a new occupation scan public event in Rebirth. Any players standing or crouching while the scan takes place will have their location exposed on the TAC map for all to see. Players will be informed to go prone prior to the sweep.
Oh, so you can go prone and it won't scan you?
Yeah. So basically, anyone who's standing or crouching around the map, basically, you'll be able to see where they are on the map, which I think is kind of fun because it kind of like it takes away the unless you're now lying down while camping. It kind of maybe makes it so if you get spotted by that, you've gotta move,
You hear
so
that,
people don't know
campers?
who
You
you are.
gotta lie down.
Yeah. Oh God, please
You
no. Increased down movement speed. So now if you're downed, you can actually move a little quicker
can,
than you have
yeah,
been able to in the past, which I
crawl
think
around.
is a good thing. And then stim adjustments, slide modifier has been reduced. I mean because it was stupid. How quickly you could slide while using a stim.
Yeah, it was
Um,
crazy.
I mean they've reduced it. They haven't completely got rid of it. They think that it's still you should get a boost from it,
Yeah,
but it shouldn't be as extreme as it was.
yeah, it was crazy.
Um,
Especially going down a hill. It was exactly like Apex. You're just like
yeah.
flying down the hill,
So
and
they've
the map's all
also
hills.
yeah they've also added a weapon damage received interruption effect. So if a player receives weapon damage, the healing effect will be interrupted. The previous mechanic allows
Yeah,
player to
you would
repeatedly
hear
heal
through it.
themselves while taking damage.
Yeah, that was crazy.
This is not an intent of this tool. So um yeah, I think it's just a W about stims.
So what? I mean,
The nerf has come in,
yeah,
and it's gonna mean more tactical equipment will come into the map, and will be used. I mean, I still think stims will probably be top with snapshots.
nah,
But
dude, it's the
I think,
heartbeat meta back. Heartbeat.
oh God, the
Boop,
heartbeat meta around Verdansk.
boop.
God, what a time that was.
Keep that thing on me. Keep that
Okay,
thing
so in
open.
terms of playtime, new lootable Gulag entry token. This new lootable token allows players to re-enter the Gulag upon death. When Gulag closes, players will be rewarded with cash if they still hold a token.
It's a huge W.
Per the normal Battle Royale rules, players will still start each match with a single Gulag entry token in their inventory. Players can only carry one of these tokens at a time.
Yeah, and I think they disappear for each circle too, because I was trying to go back and get one, and it was not there. I mean, somebody
Or
would have.
someone just maybe someone sweep that up.
They might have, but I like to. I'm pretty effective in the game, but clearing people out of my area.
Yeah, you just camp in a corner.
Well,
So
now I lay down. Now I lay down on the corner. Keep that
So there's
belly.
a new lootable redeploy extraction token. Obviously, this allows a player upon death to skip the gulag and redeploy after a short countdown.
I mean, these are
If
all
the player
W's.
still has their original gulag entry from the match start, they will retain it.
Yeah.
When the gulag closes, players will be rewarded with cash if they still hold a token. Players below a redeploying player will be notified. Players can only carry one of these tokens at a time.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
it's good.
they do let you know, like, oh, players. It's very strange when they're like, a player's in your area, and I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
They do that now, like they'll be like, oh, players dropping in, or there's just a player nearby, which I don't know. Is that just because the audio's so bad in the game? They're like, let's just let people know, hey, there's somebody. You can't hear them, but there's somebody near you.
There's someone here.
Yeah.
Just keep your eyes out.
Yeah, keep your eyes out, because you're not gonna hear nothing.
Yeah, they've also increased lootable self revives. So they've increased the spawn rate of those.
Yeah, I was watching somebody. There was 3, right? They opened 3 chests, and it was like back to back to back. And I was like, why did I just buy one?
Yeah, I always hate it when it always happens. You buy a self res, straight away you find like 6 of them.
First or second chest.
Yeah. Player count adjustment. So this is what we were talking about earlier. Reduced total player count per match to 120. So this is what they said about that. With addition to the new second chance mechanics, we are very conscious of making sure the mid game does not feel unfairly claustrophobic compared to the current battle royale pacing. We're therefore trialing a slightly reduced player count across all core battle royale squad sizes. We will be carefully reviewing sentiment and data to make sure the engagement pacing remains more or less in line with the current experience, and players can still pursue new personal records.
Heck yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing is, like, PRs are going to be harder to reach. But is this enough to get you back into the game? Maybe a couple matches? Play a little couple matches?
Possibly at some
coming
point.
Up?
Possibly at some point. I got to watch more of it, honestly, to see how I feel. I need to sit down and
Almond needs to sell you on it.
Watch like Tommy or Almond.
Talman needs to sell you on it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully does a good job on that. Did you see this Modern Warfare 2 artwork that they had going on?
I did. I'm very much looking forward to Modern Warfare 2.
So is it just remastered, or what's going on here?
No, it's going to be a sequel to 2019 Modern Warfare.
Okay. Cool.
So a couple more things, and then I'll finish off talking about Warzone. Decreased buyback cost, so buybacks are now 3,000 instead of 4,000. There also is a death tax adjustment, which is they've adjusted the tax upon death from 80-20 to 50-50. So say if you had 10,000, you come back with 2,000. Now if you have 10,000, you're going to come back with 5. So I think that's definitely a good thing.
That's a huge W. Shout out to the Roost, man.
Yeah. And then they've made some quality of life improvements. This is the last thing I'll talk about real quick. So they've expanded the squad hub, which I think is fine. This is finally, like, I know there's been people talking about doing something like this and having this for so long.
It's huge because you can tell you don't have to ask. Like, my in-game comms don't work right now, so it's nice to be able to say, like, oh, they have a gas mask. Like, oh, they have everything they need to have.
And if they don't have a gas mask, you can ping that gas
mask.
Exactly. So obviously, I think the best one is the total squad cash, because now you don't have to do math every time you go to a buy station.
Yeah. Do we have enough? Oh, we need $100 more. What are we doing?
An icon will appear if the squad can afford a loadout drop as well.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
An icon will appear when player buyback costs are met. So I think that's just a W. Like that's yeah.
Because you need to do that stuff quickly, you know.
Yeah, you also have an armor plate counter for each squad member. So for those times when your teammates are saying, "I've got no plates left,"
and they're lying,
and they are lying
when you're asking for plates, and like, dude, I can tell you have 4. Come on, man.
Right.
You get 2.
And then there are possession icons for gas mask, kill streak, self revive, key cards, gulag entry token, and the redeploy extraction token. So
I think it could be a little bit bit smaller because it is kind of big.
Yeah.
In the corner there, but it's fine. I think they'll get there. It's a step in the right direction.
So they're saying they've been quietly working on this change for a while. We're happy to finally taking the wrapping off it. Players will now find a wealth of extra information on their squad's inventory to better inform of what you and your squad are carrying. Not only do we feel this is a great quality of life feature, but it also supports cognitive accessibility.
Cognitive accessibility?
Basically, someone who's either deaf or
yeah, no in-game comms.
Yeah, basically, or just doesn't have in-game comms.
Join the Discord.
Also, yeah. Also, they've improved footstep audio. Apparently.
Okay. All I can hear, you talk about my own footsteps. I can hear them. Nobody else's.
The team has completed reprioritization pass of NPC footstep audio relative to other crucial gameplay sounds to prevent voice culling off NPC footsteps.
Sure. Okay.
Whatever the hell that means. And then they've also ranged weapon melee damage reduced. Gun butting now requires 4 successive hits to eliminate a target, up from 3. Pistols require 4 hits on a target with 250 health. Like pistol whipping now takes 4 hits with someone who's fully.
That's huge W because I think I noticed that in Rebirth because the guy was coming at me and I was like, I typically would die. You know, he's on controller. He's getting the lunge. He's going for the melee, but I had that MP40 in his face.
And then I think one of the best quality of life changes they made is the slide camera lock. We have addressed the horizontal camera locking would occasionally happen if a player was sliding while navigating a slope or stairs. The camera should not lock anymore. You should be able to actually freely be able to look down while you're sliding, rather than it just going up.
I never noticed that.
Oh, well, you don't slide cancel. That's why.
That's right. I'm too busy prone.
They've also improved the incoming kills streak warning banner, and they've moved it as well. They moved the banner to appear below the weapon reticle to prevent visual obstruction.
Smart. Smart.
And then the rest of them, so when it comes to buyback, buying a player back, the buy station interface will now prioritize dead squad members by listing them first, instead of having to scroll to the 4th person in the team because they're the one who's dead, where the top 3 are alive. So now that dead person will be on top.
That'll be huge for
I wish
controller
if all
players.
3 of them were dead, they'd list it in who's got the most kills.
Who's the higher level?
Right. They've also updated the weapon trade stations. They've added perk satchels to added to epic, legendary, and fire sale trades.
Perks?
Not really sure what that means. Ghost has been adjusted to reduce player movement speed threshold to trigger the perk.
I never understood the ghost change.
So basically, if someone was standing still, they would not be ghosted.
They have to be moving.
So they had to be continuing moving if they were going to be not shown, which I think is great because obviously it slows, not gets rid of campers, but
they have to be moving.
They have to be moving,
so
or they have
in a
to.
circle.
But if they're running in a circle, you're going to hear them running. Hopefully. They've also adjusted the spawn protection. Players with a visible shield will take 25% reduced damage.
When they're flying back in and
they're flying back in, and then no one cares about the armored trucks. But
nobody cares about
that. So that for me is what I'm going to talk about for season 3, and I have to say I think it's just like season 3 Reloaded sounds like a W. I need to check more out of it if I'm going to jump back into it. That's for sure. But
come on, man.
I think you know it looks okay.
I'm tired of playing solos. All that stuff that they did doesn't matter because I play solo, so I don't have any teammates.
Well, I need to try and get Selenia and Metro back into it.
Oh yeah, I did.
I think it's gonna be tough with Selenia because he's on his big Apex grind.
I mean, I did play Apex, and I did have a good time playing it. I also played a little bit of Fortnite, no build, so both those games were pretty fun.
Yeah.
They're both in really good spots.
We'll see. Maybe we can get the boys back together and we'll go terrorize Caldera for a little bit and see how these new changes are.
Caldera.
I know Metro's away right now. He's back in California for a couple of weeks, so maybe when he comes back, we'll
good for him.
We'll try it out.
Nice. You got anything else, bud? Where can they find you?
No, I think that's me for now. I am Illing96 on Twitter, Instagram, not Instagram, YouTube.
Check him out in the
Discord,
gulag. We gonna get the
Twitch.
flag up?
Yeah, it will go out. I only moved in yesterday, so still setting some stuff up. And I honestly, I mean, I'm only going to be here for a couple of months.
Yeah.
So
you're getting good at moving, huh?
I am getting good at moving. I'm moving consistently. I need to find a place just to be for a couple of years.
Yeah, you do.
Hopefully the next place. Hopefully.
Love that.
I've got a place side up, so we'll see. Anyway, Monks, where can I find you?
Monks_blood. You can catch me at the pool and by the grill.
Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day. We'll see you next week. Peace.